It's the Flex Zone, episode 401. That's right, 400 and beyond. Only place giving you sports how you want it when you need it. Live on a Monday night, keeping you up all night with the hottest sports talk in all the universe. As I get my words together, very special guest tonight. Two gentlemen doing good things in the community. We'll hear from them to start the show. But of course, we're talking about the Orioles are in first place. And of course, we're talking about those Ravens as they report to one winning drive, but not without some controversy, some drama, and a new Raven on the roster. The Washington Commanders are officially sold. We'll get the reaction and recap from our resident Commanders fan. And you can check out the poll we have. What do you think Josh Harris and Magic Johnson will do to the Commanders? Can they turn around the sinking ship? You guys know the drill. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell. It's the Flex Zone Podcast, episode 401. Only place giving you sports how you want it when you need it. New episode coming to you right after this. Getting you through those dog days of summer, closer to the football season, each and every Monday. It's the Flex Zone Podcast, fellas. Only place giving you sports how you want it
when you need
it. Episode 401. We get it done here on the Flex Zone Podcast. As I mentioned, two illustrious guests in the building talking about the great things in the community that they will be doing, and we'll learn all about their organization and what they got going on as well. Of course, we're talking about that Commanders sale, talking about those Ravens, talking about those O's, and so much more. Cavante's already smiling. Don't worry, we're going to get to it as only we can. Enough about me, God's favorite host here, the Flex on One on Twitter and Instagram, flexon1@gmail.com. You can always super chat us, donate, support the brand, support the podcast as we are growing. And as we head towards football season, a lot of things coming soon on the channel. But let's get to it. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get to the social media producer, the man himself, the man who makes the streams press team. It is my brother. He was blowing up those bombs. We're going to drop a bomb from him because he saw that Oppenheimer over the weekend. And he's dropping bombs each and every week on the Flex Zone Podcast. Big Raj, what's going on, my guy?
What's going on, Byron? Another week, another show. Can't wait to get started. So, Daddy's tired today, so I'm ready. I'm just ready to get going.
Next on the list is the voice of reason. He is the Commandalorian. He is the voice of reason. He is the captain of the Goofy ship. And this week, he may actually want to hear this song. Are you happy to hear the song this week? The sales officially through.
Hopefully, this song will go with it. This song was sold too, actually.
It was sold.
It got sold. Who knows? The Commanders may not be for long. Who knows? But I'm definitely excited to talk about this. But of course, Monday evening is Monday nights. I'm here with my brothers and my fellas. I can't wait to get into it. Y'all already know what my favorite segment going to be.
Hey, this next man, Mr. 25-8, more minute than a vaccine, proud of the Eastside Savior, misbehaved as super producer. He is the Flex Zone Tribal Chief. It is my brother. The birthday boy we're still celebrating is Dre Day, and then Dre leaves. Typical Dre to leave when I'm trying to intro him. I know he's on assignment. I think he's still doing things, but we're waiting for him. Oh, there he is. Is he back? There he is. Drizzy Dre in the building. Dre Day, everybody. What's up, my brother?
You know what?
Yeah, you definitely on assignment today.
Tell them to get some better Wi-Fi at your job, man. Come on.
Only him.
Yep, of course.
This is probably in all the 10 years I've seen him. So this is a really good day.
Dre, we didn't hear nothing you said, but we're going to go with it today on the Flex Zone. Can you hear us, Dre?
Dre at the aquarium.
He's frozen. He can't hear anything.
Oh, he's going out and coming back. And um, before we get to our guests, we want to get Dre in here because he brought these gentlemen to our attention. So we want to get them the proper time as well. But um, yeah, let's wait for Dre. But matter of fact, while we do that, let's keep it moving. Let's keep it going. We're going to improvise and adapt, as they say, because we do this here on the Flex Zone. Oh, there he is. Hold on. Let's see. See if he got it straight. Dre, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've seen my brothers 13 that I've known. So I'm really happy on this day.
Yeah, your Wi-Fi is completely garbage, Dre. Completely garbage. It's trash. Like seriously, we can't really hear you. You're being choppy. Your dreads look fine, I guess, and you're wearing a nice red shirt. Other than that, like, what is going on with that? What's going on, big fella? What's going on with your Wi-Fi, bro?
Hey,
It's worse than Charlotte Flair over there.
All right, while Drake gets that together, we're going to keep it moving. We don't want to mess up the flow. We don't want to mess up the vibe. We got people in here. They want to see what's going on. We got two wonderful gentlemen joining us. They have been gracious with their time. Stand up late here with the Flex Zone podcast. They are part of BTS Baltimore. If you don't know what it is, they're going to tell you all about it. They're going to break it all down, tell you what they got going on in the community, how they're helping out the youth, how they're giving back, and how they are indeed making an impact, which we're all about here on the Flex Zone. Joining us both for the first time. We don't want this to be their last time, but we got Demetrius Williams. We got Lydell. I want to get his last name right as my computer freezes. We got Lydell Henry of BTS Baltimore joining us here on the Flex Zone podcast, everybody. Put your hands together for him as we welcome them up here to the Flex Zone building, everybody. Let's bring up Demetrius and Dre's back, and let's bring up Lydell. What's going on, fellas?
Hello, everybody.
Hey guys, what's up? How y'all doing?
Good. Want to get the applause for you, right? We had both y'all up here, man. Appreciate y'all being here. And Dre is getting himself together. Big shout out to you fellas again. Like I said, thank you guys for staying up late with us here tonight on the Flex Zone. Welcome in. You know, we give y'all the sound effects, we give y'all the love. BTS Baltimore in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Fellas, I'm gonna let you guys get right into it. Let the people know your organization, who you guys are, what do you guys do, and why they should be contributing and looking out for what you guys are doing in the community.
All right. What's up, guys? My name's Lydell Henry. I'm the executive director of Beat the Streets Baltimore, long-term executive director. I've been leading Beat the Streets here in Baltimore for the past decade. Actually, this is my 11th year. So if y'all don't know what Beat the Streets is, we are a wrestling organization, not a wrestling organization. We use wrestling as a way to engage kids, to mentor kids through tutoring and wrestling, as well as other things that's helpful for their development.
Go ahead, Demetrius.
So, so just to put it out, I want to start out by saying, "Go Browns!" I know y'all some Commanders and Raven fans on here, but I am actually from Cleveland. So I'm a part of Beat the Streets. Beat the Streets is a national organization. We have chapters all over the country. As Ladell mentioned, he's the executive director for the Baltimore chapter. I'm the executive director of the Cleveland chapter, the land. And we're working together to take a group of kids, inner city kids, impoverished kids, to Africa, and more specifically to Egypt and Kenya. So as Lydell mentioned, we do wrestling, but our main thing is youth development and mentorship. Our goal is to create quality young men and young women of the future. And when you support a wrestling, it's to engage the kid. But once we have them, we start teaching them about financial literacy, entrepreneurship, health and wellness, STEM. We're teaching them about different how to be quality young men and young women of the future. And that's through creating opportunity and increasing their possibility. And one of them things that we do is this actual trip that we're going to plan on doing in about a little over 2 weeks. So we're very excited about that. And go Browns.
We're going to ask you about the Browns because it's a lot to talk about. Hey, y'all could be a sneaky team. We'll get to that in a second. Lydell, let's start with you, brother. You said you've been apart for 11 years now. How'd you guys get started with this, and how'd you get involved with Beat the Streets?
Well, I got a wrestling background. I started wrestling in high school. That was really my saving grace. I was looking for activity. I played football. I went to Dunbar High School. In my freshman year, we actually won a national championship. So I got cut from the team, and I had a coach that recruited me to wrestling, and from there it was just I fell in love with the sport. It gave me a new network of positive people and exposure. I grew up in Sandtown, Winchester community, and in Sandtown, if you're familiar, that's where the riots went down, and one of the toughest neighborhoods in Baltimore City. So wrestling just captured me. It gave me that outlet that so many kids need. And essentially I was a beat the streets kid. Is a way being from Baltimore City, and so many traps and other things that kids could be involved in. Wrestling is what did it for me.
Demetrius, you want to hop in there and tell them how you got started?
Yeah, so similar stories like that. I started in high school. I'm pretty sure like that was a lot better than me, but I grew up. I started in high school, and I didn't have the wrestling success, but the process that come with the sport of wrestling, the learning how to the concept of hard work pays off. The concept of all right, you get what you put into the sport. That same philosophy, that same concept, I applied to my life. I grew up in a household that consisted of two blind parents, had disabled siblings, and I'm visually impaired and hearing impaired. And because of the hearing impairment, I had a speech impediment. I struggled in a lot of different aspects of life growing up. And I like to say it's two things. Well, I say three things that helped me. The moment that my parents created for me throughout growing up, exposed me to different nonprofit organizations and the sport of wrestling. The sport of wrestling gave me that confidence and a tool to be successful. But I got that when I was in high school. So I like, wow, what if I can create that same moment, create that same opportunity for kids or younger? Just imagine the possibility for those kids. So I knew at a young age, I didn't know this is before BDC. I knew growing up, I wanted to be a part of something to create the opportunity for inner city kids like myself to be a part of the sport. So not only learn the sport of wrestling, but learn the intangible that come with the sport of wrestling. So I became executive director in 2020. I'm not the founder of this chapter. I started as a volunteer, so I'm an example of putting that work in. I started as a volunteer, became a board member, and they eventually asked me to run the ship. Now I'm an executive director. And ever since I've been in this role, we have been able to impact over 12 to 1,500 kids a year. Ever since I've been in this role, so we're changing lives every day.
Oh wow! So, how did you guys get the Baltimore Cleveland connection going?
So I can go. So we're part of a national. So they're a national organization, Beat the Street National. So they have chapters in New York, Philadelphia, Chicago, Detroit, Bay Area, L.A., New England, and one in D.C. as well. So we all get together every year. Like last year, we got together in Chicago, like a big national deal. We all come together, and at the convent at the duel last year, me and Don like they were just sitting down, like man, like we need to take the kid to Africa. And we're like, let's do the trip. Let's do it. Literally, while we sit in Chicago and at the lunch table, we're like, let's take the kid to Africa next year. And since then, we were meeting every single week. Literally, every single Monday at 11 o'clock, we were meeting until we got everything together. And now we're 2 weeks away. Yeah.
Yeah, Dimitri is also went to an exchange program in France. Was it in France or Spain?
No, I went to Spain and Israel last year.
Yeah, Spain and Israel.
I did two different trips last year. Yeah.
Yeah, so you imagine it, very, very expensive trips. So the past year, we've just been trying to raise funds for the trip, planning. We actually went over to Kenya and Egypt to do a survey and meet with different partners, the U.S. Embassy, as well as Kenyan Amateur Wrestling Association. So making connections and building our network, and evolved to a 17-day culture exchange sports diplomacy program. So it's an amazing experience and a lot of hard work. A lot of hard work. It's probably the hardest work that I've ever put in my life. Has gone into preparation for we're taking a group of 19, and Dimitri is doing 17. So we'll have a team of 36 people going over to Africa.
Yeah.
And yeah,
So what was great about this trip though? So people think, oh, you just going on like a vacation? No, no, not at all. This is we're gonna have a wrestling. We're actually buying BTC Baltimore and Cleveland. We're actually buying a wrestling mat and sending it over to Kenya. So we're actually gonna be enhancing Kenyan wrestling as well. So we're gonna be providing a wrestling mat for them. We're gonna be doing coaches training for the individuals over there. We're gonna be working with their kids over there, in addition to our 36 kids. So not only we're helping our kids, we're gonna be helping our kids over there. So we're gonna have an on the mat opportunity and off the mat opportunity. So we're gonna be partnering with the university over there to have like teaching kids about just the cultural experience, learning about the different things. 'Cause there's a lot of misconceptions about Africa as a whole and Kenya and Egypt. And more and more I tell people about the trip, you hearing of misconceptions. So I want to change that. I want kids to go to know, like, no, it's not. People like I ain't want to throw out the propaganda, but there's a lot of negative propaganda about just Africa as a whole, and we want to change that perception for our kids. So we think this opportunity right here is, I use this a lot, like create opportunity and increase possibility. This trip right here can be life changing for a kid. This can be that opening that door for kids to be traveling the rest of their lives. Like some of our kids, this is their first time getting on a plane, let alone like leaving the country. And a lot of kids they getting their passport for their first time. So they actually going through that experience. Like, wow, it's possible I can travel across the country. But not only you traveling across the country, we're going on different safari. We're going to entertainment stuff. We're going to like a water park. We're going to a thing called Boma Cultural Experience. And in Kenya, there are like 41 different tribes. And what's great about that, right? Individual in Kenya, they can trace back their family lineage back to their great grandparents through their tribe. They have traditions that they learn, like something that we as American we don't have the ability to do. I mean, accurately. To go back generations and generations, they have that over there. So, and each tribe have different dances and different rituals, different meals that they typically do, and they pass on from generation to generation. So we're gonna spend a day learning about those different tribes and learning about the different experiences they have over there. We have another day seeing the animal, the lions, the giraffes, the monkeys, and not interacting with them, but getting to see them right up close. That's a different experience versus being on TV. So this is an immersive experience that can not only change our kids' life and my staff lives as well.
yeah, and a little bit of a background prior to colonial times. You had in Kenya, wrestling was an indigenous sport, and the wrestling is what they did. And then after cut, it was a way of rites of passage for men going, from boys going into men. It was a way that men settled disputes as well as a form of entertainment. So right now they have one wrestling match in the entire country. After colonialism, they started playing soccer. They started to do cricket. Sports that wasn't traditional for their culture. So for us, it's really special to help them to reclaim that history and try to grow wrestling inside of the country.
I got a question for both of you guys. I know this might be a silly question, but a question nonetheless. What made y'all both get into wrestling? Where's the origins of when y'all started? Maybe watching wrestling, or how did y'all both decide to, we're gonna get these kids together. We're gonna take these kids to Africa. Like, how did that plan all come together?
I can go first. So I'm gonna be honest. I may be biased, right? But wrestling is the best sport in the world. It's like a legal fight. You're learning self defense. You're learning like think about it, like I don't. I'm pretty sure you got all some type of shape, athletic shape, but it's gonna be hard for anybody to do 30 seconds of wrestling. Like anybody can play basketball, play baseball. You don't play wrestling. If you ever hear
Right.
somebody say, "I'm going to play wrestling," they're not a wrestler. Because it's a different type of mentality, different sport, man. That going through that is a one-on-one battle. You can't tag nobody in. You can't call a timeout. It's that it teaches something. It's something special happens in you. It's like I tell all the time my staff. You see something in a kid, it clicks. Like there's a moment in a kid's life or in an adult when they get into the sport, it clicks. And when they start wrestling, they keep going when they're tired, and when they want to quit, but they keep going. Mindset. But then that mindset, if you get it, because the sport of wrestling is tough. It's a hard sport. It's not easy. If anybody tell you wrestling is easy, they're lying to you. But to think about it, knowing that it's hard, but you go to practice every single day, you still compete. It's something inside of you. But that you learn, you can apply that same mindset to life. Cause life is hard. Life is not easy, but you still gonna wake up every day and do what you gotta do to reach your goal or continue that process. So that's what we're trying to instill. So for me, that's what wrestling did for me. I told you I wasn't the greatest wrestler, but that it changed my life. I was 152 pounds in high school, walking around with a six pack. I had the confidence. I had like it just that something in you that like you don't know what I've been like. I've been through that fire. You don't get it. And so the wrestling community is such a tight knit community. 'Cause, like once a wrestler, all a wrestler, always a wrestler. Yeah, go ahead. Oh, I can talk all day. Go ahead, like that.
No, similar. Same thing. Wrestling's going to tell you the same thing. Like how it impacted our lives. For me, it gave me confidence. Dealing with probably I had some mental health, challenges coming up, and it impacted me. Low self esteem, and it impacted me in a way that I became more confident in myself, my abilities. It was nothing that anyone could tell me to do. It helped me gain to the path. If it wasn't for wrestling, I wouldn't have went to college. It basically put me on that like platform. Like, the next transgression was to go to the next level, which was college wrestling, and from there, it's a lifestyle. You live as a wrestler. You sort of have this wrestler mindset, and as well as this spiritual. Spiritual when you like it tells you a lot about yourself. It's very revealing.
Mhm.
And I like to talk about the story of Jacob when he was wrestling God, for his blessing. And Jacob wouldn't give up, and that's what wrestlers teach you: is never to pack it in, never give up. And with Jacob, he wouldn't let God. He battled God and God actually disabled him. But eventually God blessed him with the land of Israel. So I take that, I apply that sort of, to my life. Is that like is you it gives you this confidence and ability to persevere and to be resilient.
Make you want to take on the world, man. Even when people are doubting you, when people second guess you, that confidence that you get from the sport of wrestling, man, it's unbelievable. Like I could, like I said earlier, I grew up in an inner city, impoverished neighborhood, disabled. This is all you name it, we've been through it, right? And the crime that come with being in that neighborhood, all of that, right? I was able to overcome that, and a huge part of that because of wrestling, man. I could be sitting up in the corner crying right now every day based on what my life has got to the point. But the wrestling had gave me the ability just to overcome it and keep fighting. Like that, keep fighting. That like I'm just gonna laugh one more second. Like in a match, a lot of times it be like you pushing and pulling, or maybe trying to take somebody down. I just gotta laugh one more second than the other person. I gotta laugh just one more second than the person I'm competing against. That same like concept. I just gotta laugh one more second to keep going. Don't quit. Keep fighting. That's why we wrestle. And if but that concept I can apply once you get it. And I tell a kid, and I see it all the time. I see some beautiful thing happen with our kid when they click. And when you see a kid reach out to you like, "Hey, coach," or "Coach me," whatever they want to call me, can I come get another workout in, or what can I do to get better in this? And now I stayed up late to do my work. I want to make sure I get my work done. They start managing their time right. They start planning their schedule around practices. They start planning the schedule around the schoolwork. They start making right decisions. Cause now they're thinking through like, hey, I have goals in life. So if that's wrestling my goal, or college my goal, or start a business my goal, they start thinking about that process. Like, okay, what's the next step of that process? Because in order to be great in wrestling, you have to buy into that process, and that journey of being great. It's not like, oh, I can just turn it on one day and turn it off. We just left. We just had a national championship last week in Fargo, North Dakota. Um, Actually, we both. Baltimore had an All American. Cleveland had an All American. Baltimore had their first All American at Fargo, and Cleveland had their first male All American at Fargo. And those two individuals have put in the work day in and day out to reach to that point. And I got a lot of great wrestlers, particularly, but both got our first Fargo All American this year. Cause those kids they bought into that process, and their kids gonna do some amazing things in life, even if it's not college or whatever. But I know if they continue to buy into the process, they will be great things gonna happen for them in life. I'm sorry, I talk a lot, y'all.
Oh, you're
No,
fine.
no, you
Fine.
good. We love it.
Yeah, yeah.
You guys gave a lot of great background to wrestling and the involvement. How can people support this great cause that you guys are doing?
Well, right now we are going to Egypt. We've been doing a lot of fundraising. In Egypt, we start off that trip. I'm gonna go a little bit into the trip. We go to Cairo for a day. We arrange culture exchange with the Egyptians. We go to the historical sites, and then we fly into Kenya for 15 days. We go see the Great Migration. That's the time where you have hundreds of thousands of animals migrating from west to east. That occurs in August, and primarily we're focusing on exposing more kids, the Kenyans who don't have that opportunity to wrestle, by doing clinics daily. It's just focusing on, you know, on youth development and building that connection with, you know, kids in Africa and African people. So I think that's special being African in front of diaspora, um, and we get to build bonds there. So
So, so to answer your question, we you can help by making a donation. On Baltimore website they have it can give you that website. You can go on that site that support Beach Street Baltimore, and Cleveland we have our own specific website as well, btscle.org to make a donation on our site. We always need assistance. The trip is 2 weeks away. It's around 45 to 100 to $5,000 per kid, and that's all inclusive. That's including everything while they're out there. So it is a cost associated with that. We are both 501c3 nonprofit organizations, so everything we do is relying upon people either grants or private donations. So that's how we operate and how we survive. And so any contribution would be greatly appreciated. So Cleveland website is btscle.org. And Mr. Henry, he can give you Beat the
yeah,
Streets Baltimore site.
yeah, our website is btsbaltimore.org.
Yeah.
And you could find it underneath the culture exchange on our website.
Demetrius, I got to ask you about those Browns. You were talking about it earlier. What's
Talk
up
about
with
the,
Deshaun Watson, man? Are they going to be the sneaky team in the AFC?
you don't need to add the sneaky on there. We are the team.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So look. Let's put
Okay.
it out there. Deshaun Watch, he getting paid a lot of money, and he's going to deliver for that too. And but even outside of that, our defense is amazing. Yeah, I mean, nobody can deny our defense right now, and we got even better this year.
Oh, no,
So,
I'm worried. I'm worried about the Browns because
so,
if
so,
Deshaun Watson play like he's supposed to, he could be the best
hmm
quarterback in the division.
man, and he got the guys that can catch the ball too. He got them guys. So, I mean, y'all should be worried. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Cincinnati, they cool and but I mean, let's be facts are fact. Cleveland has beaten them the last 2 years.
Y'all got him
That's
week
true.
one in Cleveland. Y'all got him week one in the dog pound. I'm putting my money on Cleveland. Just letting you know, a little spoiler.
So, and and Lamar, man, he just wanted the money. I don't think he gonna deliver no more. Now he got the check. He kicking it over there now.
Oh, here you go. Here you
He,
go.
Lamar over there kicking it right now in Baltimore. He probably kicking it right now as we speak.
No, no, he throwing that rock right now.
No,
No, he actually is probably playing video games.
yeah.
Actually, that's why they had to move practice till 2:30. But I'm gonna leave that alone.
Look at that. See that. So look, he got the check now. You see it often, man. When a young guy get them big check, that next year that typically go down a little bit, because they get that big check, they get a little comfortable. So I don't know. I mean, I hope I'm right, but um, but yeah, go Brown.
Lydell, you Ravens fan?
You a Raven fan out there?
Lydell, how you feeling about the Ravens this year?
I guess that's the answer. Like, Dale, you there? It look like you froze.
Yeah, I think I froze for a
Okay.
second.
Oh no, we was asking how
Oh,
you feel about the Ravens
I
this year.
missed
it.
Are you rolling? You rolling with the Ravens this year?
Of course, I rose with the Ravens every year. I got to.
All right,
You know,
my
Yeah, he
man.
talking
I'm
smack about
homebred
Lamar. You
Baltimore,
hear that,
so
man?
yeah. I think he
So
got paid
did
to
y'all
bring in Odell Beckham. You know, and I mean every year we in the mix. So looking forward to another playoff run.
did y'all know Ray Lewis used to wrestle? Did y'all know that?
Yeah, I did. I
Okay.
knew
yeah,
that.
I knew
They
that.
say
And
that a lot of great football players wrestled.
hmm
Yeah,
yeah, so
especially on
that's
the
And
offensive
I,
and defensive
I
line.
was telling Lydell, when I met him, I used to wrestle in high school.
okay. Yeah, so
Yeah, yeah.
so wrestling, man, I literally I can be anywhere. I was matter of fact, I was just in New York City yesterday, and some guy from California walked up me. I don't know how. I had Fargo shirt on. He's like, "Oh, you wrestle," and just that connection that you have. It can be anywhere in the world. I don't care if you speak English or not. You meet a wrestler, it's something special. Connect like they like you. If you know type of moment. It's wrestling, man. It does that for somebody, man. I love it. I love the sport. I'm a little addicted to the sport, man. But I love it, and I still compete every year. Now every year I do a tournament, and I have my kids coach me.
Yeah,
So
it's generational too. My
yeah,
son wrestled. He won 2 state championships at Mount St. Joe. Went and wrestled in college. Demetrius' nephew right now is wrestling. He wrestled out in Fargo.
yeah,
So
he one of
it becomes generational. Like our
yeah.
kids will wrestle, and girls too. Girls wrestling is. I have 3 girls. They won't touch the mat, but I encourage them to.
Fellas, before we get y'all out of here, y'all gotta have y'all favorite wrestlers of all time. You may watch the product now. We actually watch it here on this channel. We do a lot of watch alongs and things. Who are you guys' favorite wrestlers? I know you gotta have somebody. Demetrius, Lydell. I mean, y'all want
You
to
mean
toss
like
names
a
for your favorite.
WWF type wrestler,
Whoever,
WWE
whoever,
wrestler,
It could
whoever.
be
It could
FWWF,
be, yeah, it could be a
WWE,
wrestler in college.
NWA,
Yeah,
WCW.
yeah, it
WCW.
could be whoever you feeling.
It could be whatever you want.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I used to I like to look couple people, man. Macho Man Randy Savage, man. That was my guy back in the day. Macho Man. But the Legion of Doom.
Hawk and
Legion of
Animal.
Doom. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, that was my guy back in the day. So it's crazy. When I started actually wrestling in high school, I stopped watching WWF. I guess
Yeah.
because my life kind of got committed to that. Because once I got into it, but Legion of Doom, Hawk and Animal, I don't know, that was, and Macho Man Randy Savage.
And also, I mean, you realize that it is entertainment. You
Yeah,
know.
that's true too.
Um,
Yeah, once you actually out there on the mat, you about
yeah,
to pass out. Like, hold on, man.
yeah, definitely. But
Fellas, what?
my favorite wrestler now, I mean, I don't watch the WWE. Stopped watching that since a kid. Is Jordan Burroughs. Jordan Burroughs is a multiple time world champion and Olympic gold medalist. So, and he's still the face of the sport.
So for those you don't know, Jordan Burroughs is inner city kid, African American, has done amazing things for the sport of wrestling. Like he's the Michael Jordan of wrestling. He has his own shoes out. Kids all over the world wears his shoes. and he's a down to earth person. Like literally, he came and did a clinic for me in Cleveland. He did a clinic for kids in Baltimore, and it just looks out for us, man. A real true champion, man. And I think he's a 7-time world champ or 6-time world champ right there.
Yeah, I think 7 times.
7-time world champ,
Mm.
Olympic gold medalist. Somebody that looks like us, that grew up in the inner city of Philadelphia, with that Philadelphia, New Jersey area.
Yeah, New Jersey.
Um,
Yep.
and still competing. And the crazy part about it, I think he's only 36 years old.
Yeah, and that's old for or
That's
considered
old for
old
the
for a wrestler.
yeah. He's one of the oldest wrestlers still competing and still one of the best in the world as we speak. So I think he actually announced he's going to retire next year. He's going to try to win Olympic gold medalist before he retires next year. So he's somebody that I really admire within the sport. A great individual that's still to this day a living example of hard work paid off. He didn't win it first. He got better as he went along in the sport. He didn't win his first state championship in high school till senior year. And then in college, I think did he win like two? How many won? Two state championships, two national championships in college.
Yeah.
But it's usually people that get on a level of winning all them world championships. They typically 4-time state champion in high school, 3 or 4-time national champ. He was a late bloomer. He just kept getting better as he got along, and to the point where people didn't know what move he was famous for doing a double leg. Um, People know he's doing it. Everybody in the world know he's gonna shoot that
And
double
stop it.
leg. Nobody can stop him. Like to this day, people it can't stop that double leg. So amazing guy, man. Hard work pays off. Hard work
Well, you
pays
two
off.
fellas are amazing gentlemen. And before we get you out of here, Demetrius, I'm gonna start with you. What's the website where they can donate and keep up with you guys? And then I'll go to Lydell as well. We'll put it up on the chat for everybody as well.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm on all the social media: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. You can search Beat the Street Cleveland. But our website is btscle.org. btscle.org. You can go on there, check out the information about the website. My contact information is on there, and you also can make a donation. So anything will be greatly appreciated. Go Browns!
Hey, we're gonna have you back on to talk about it. They got the Ravens coming up early in the season, so we'll see what happens. We'll definitely reach out
Yeah,
to you, get you back
reach
on the
out to me.
show.
Reach out, and then Guardians too, man. I'm rocking with them
Oh
too.
no, we beat y'all like a drum. We beat y'all like a drum. We beat y'all like a drum. But appreciate it.
Yeah.
Lydell, let's get you up here as well. I see you put it in
Yeah.
the
Right
chat,
now,
sir. Thank you.
guys, I'm a little bit exhausted. I haven't slept in the past 23 hours. Okay. Running 7 camps across Baltimore City. We typically run a STEM wrestling camp at Morgan State University. But this year we partnered with Baltimore City Public Schools, and we have 7 different locations running simultaneously. In addition, that ends on August the 6th, and then we go directly over to Kenya. So it hasn't been a break for us at all. We definitely appreciate the support. Our website is btsbaltimore.org. I put it in the chat. And you also can follow us on Instagram at BTS Baltimore, and Facebook BTS Baltimore as well. Beat the Streets Baltimore.
Fellas, we appreciate what you guys are doing in the community. Thank y'all for staying up late with us. I know y'all are running on fumes, but safe travels out there to Africa. Go ahead, Cavante.
Hey, yo, guys. I work for Baltimore City Recreation and Parks, and I definitely appreciate what you guys do. Relationships like this and organizations such as y'all are the pinnacle, huge when it comes to our kids, because wrestling is one that is not widely talked about or widely known. I actually had a wrestling program from the McKim McKim in Northeast. I want to say Northeast Baltimore, and man, kids showed up and they are very, very consistent because that's what discipline calls for. But I love the diversity and I love what y'all are doing. Y'all deserve a lot of applause. What you guys are doing, thank you. Appreciate both of y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you, fellas. Yeah, give it up one more time.
Thank you very much.
Lydell Henry, BTS Baltimore. check out the sites. We're gonna put it on the chat. Support them, show love to them. Again, fellas, safe travels, and we'll have you guys back on. Tell us about the trip. Hopefully, when you guys get back as well. Thank you guys again.
Yeah, for
All
sure.
right. Thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
thanks,
Thank you.
brothers.
No problem. Thank y'all. Once again, give it up for Demetrius and Lydell of BTS Baltimore and Cleveland chapters representative. They are all throughout the country. I'm gonna put their websites up again so you guys can donate, and if you want to support them, see what they have going on, see them as well. But let's keep this train moving. There was some big time news this past week, and Cravante, we are talking to you. We're going to start in DC with the Washington Commanders as they are officially sold to Josh Harris and the Harris Group for $6 billion. With Daniel Snyder, he gone. Magic Johnson, he's in. Um, let's set the vibes here. Cravante, how are you feeling, my brother, with the Washington Commanders officially sold?
Cut the music. You can tell Cravante don't even care. He's not even mad about the
Hold on, I got
music
one more
no
thing
more.
for him. I
He's
got one
just
more
ready
thing.
to spit.
Got one more thing. Got one more thing. Got one more thing. Are you feeling like this, my brother? Are you feeling good? Are you feeling good like the Magic Man? Do you want to dance? Do you want to shout? Do you want to see like Magic? Do you want to feel like Magic? Because he was up there dancing. He was up there shucking and jiving. He's up there having a good time with the people in DC. I don't even know who this was. What was this? New Impressions? What was it? Go Band or something? Cravante? Who was this, man? Because he was up there having a good time the other day. Like he was bringing the magic already, man.
Probably. I want to have New Impressions.
Okay,
Oh, no.
and I was just guessing. See, I know a little something. Shout out to the Go-Go's out there. Bring back Go-Go's. Some good times at the Go-Go. But Cravante, how are you feeling, my brother? You see Magic, he got his Commanders polo on, so you know it's official. My brother, the floor is yours, man. We're going to start with this Commanders talk.
Man, just a round of applause, man. Just round of applause. Hit that button, Byron. Yo, round of applause. Round of applause, guys. As you guys know, DC with DC, they don't like nice things. Washington DC specifically, they don't like nice things, and it's hard to have nice things come, and that's the have and the hold, these nice things. And once I heard that Dan Snyder was going to be selling the team, I was like, oh my gosh, more nice things have to come after this, because we are unloading the worst thing, which was having this owner for the last 24 years. It has been absolutely a terrible time. And you guys, we've been doing this show for a few years now. Well, more than a few, but who's counting? For a long time. So yeah, it's been, God, that has it?
Yes.
God. Wow. Most of the times I was miserable. Most of those years I was miserable. Raj, Byron, most of those years I was miserable. Just back year after year. Bad business decision after bad business decision. From fans, visiting fans, taking over our field on a game in, game out, year in, year out basis. Us having the most expensive beer for whatever reason. The faultiness from FedEx Field basically falling apart. It's I could go on and on, the countless butt whoopings we've had on the field, and it's just hard to take after some time. But the one constant, no matter who our coach was, no matter who our running backs were, no matter who our wide receivers were as quarterbacks, offensive line, defense, that damn Dan Snyder was a constant. I mean, it was bad enough when Bruce Allen was there. Thankfully, we got him out, but he was just an extension of the actual problem, which was Daniel Snyder. And now he's officially gone. Give him his 6 bills and let's move on. Let's get up out of here. Let's move on. We got Magic Johnson. We got the smile. And we have some new energy, some new folks in the building. There it is. Some new folks in the building. Folks are really, really excited. I hear the game week 1 is sold out already. So that's gonna be huge because I'm pretty sure ain't gonna be no Arizona Cardinals fans out there. But this is a resurgence for the culture, for the city, for the team. I heard Josh Harris. There's also one thing I wanted to get into with bringing back the alumni. I heard he got on the phone with Will Green, trying to get folks back. I need him to reach out to LeVar Arrington, and all our alumni that made it fun to watch the Washington. Those were the guys. You know what I'm saying? And it'll be great to welcome them back, and not charge them for ice, not charge them for, they could come. This could be a home for them again, just like it could be home for the countless fans that decide not to waste their money no more on these games. Everybody can come back. Everybody can feel welcome. Everybody can feel loved, and we can bring back the old glory days of Washington Commanders football team. But
is that name going to change, Cravante? They're saying the name could change.
Yes, there's a chance. There is a chance that can happen. But Josh Harris, Magic Johnson, and them has some other more pressing needs to deal with. The name change is a potential, but they got to get this building right. They got to bring back the fan experience, and they got to win. You know what I'm saying? Because all that, none of that other stuff matters if we don't win. If the fans are not there rocking, and last but not least, they talking about we were going back to DC, going back to Washington DC, the old RFK Stadium. I'm hearing it down and building it back up. So again, those are not definite, those are not official, but those are the pressing things that the ownership has on their plate right now. But there's a good chance that the Commanders, that the name may change again, which I'm cool with.
Well, Cravante, we're not going to do our official predictions yet, but it looks like Vegas has you guys at over under 6.5 wins. I put the question up as a poll: will Josh Harris and Magic Johnson turn the Commanders around? Do you guys get over that 6.5? I know you don't want it, but you guys might get 7 wins, man, just off of the energy he brings.
All right, how I feel about this, man. I hope it's under. I really do hope, because I know that's crazy to say, but
and with the goofiness of the Giants, not to cut you off, that could benefit you guys. The Giants are being very goofy right now. The Giants are being very goofy. You guys could leapfrog them.
And that's crazy because I don't want to. I don't want to, but yes, they are being very, very goofy. Listen, y'all go ahead and pay Danny Dimes. Go ahead. Don't throw your money away. But I hope it's under. And just being honest and being realistic, it's gonna be rough. Year ones, remember I told you, year ones of everything is typically rough. So I don't have no crazy high expectations. Listen, my team won. We got rid of the biggest domino. So I'm cool with whatever happens this year. Dan Snyder is gone. We have so much optimism moving forward as a culture and as a team and as a city. So I hope it's under. Even if it does go over, I don't see it. I think 7 would be, the absolute highest. But we got a tough schedule, y'all. We have a really tough schedule, and we're talking about year 1 with ownership, year 1 offensive coordinator, and year 1 quarterback. It's too many year ones. It's too many year ones at once. Yeah, I'm gonna say under, and I hope we one of the top 3 worst teams in the league.
Let's see
All
if I can
right.
get that audio on the Magic. Hold on. Before you go, Roger, let's see if I can get that audio. Hold on. Can you guys hear it?
Well, hold it. Might be copyright. Whoa.
All right, I'm done. They can't copyright. That was 3 seconds. That was 3 seconds. But Raj, how you feel about it? Let's get your take real quick.
Well, before I say anything about the Commanders, I got to shout out DZ. Definitely appreciate you
Yes,
showing love.
DZ, I did
to us
see your chat. Yes, let me get to that. I
right
did
here.
see that, DZ. 1 second.
Thank you for showing
Thank you,
love.
DZ.
If you guys are over on Facebook, come over to YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Because we're doing big things. Shout out to the fellas that we had earlier on today. Beautiful gentlemen doing great things in the city of Baltimore. So shout out to everyone.
Thanks
that
again,
was watching.
DZ. I didn't forget you.
Definitely
Thank you.
appreciate y'all. So let me get into this Washington Commanders official bye. It's a great day for Commanders fans, man. A great day for Redskins fans. Before they were the Commanders, a great day for Washington in general because this has been needed. It's been a mess since 1999, honestly, and they deserve better than what they've gotten. So this is a right step in the direction that they're going to go in. A very positive step to have Magic Johnson, represent your organization. It's always a great thing. And I'm pretty sure that they're going to put a winning product on the field, maybe in the next couple years, maybe in the next 3 to 4 years. I think it's going to turn right around. I don't see y'all struggling for the next 10 to 15 years like y'all used to. I could see this organization go back to what they used to be in the 90s, competing, winning, because that's what the Washington Commanders or Redskins was back then. So, yeah, I don't see this as a bad thing at all. This was definitely needed. So shout out to all the Commanders fans. They're finally going to start competing in a division for real this time. And I see nothing but good things coming your way.
Like I said, don't be surprised if they leapfrog the Giants. Giants are being very goofy. And always remember, everyone, as we get ready to get into the previews next year, they're always 5 in. They're always 5 out when it comes to playoff teams in the NFL from the previous year. So take 5 teams who made it last year, take 5 of them out, put 5 in, bing, bang, boom, bing, bong. There you go. We'll keep that in mind as we do start our previews next week of the divisions, but we'll talk about each team and break down their place in the division. But to our number one top story outside of the Commanders, the Baltimore Orioles, Big Raj, not the Hoes, but the O's are in first place. They win yet again tonight, 3-2. They get a big time win, 2.5 game lead in the AL East. You got that pizza today. You enjoyed the pop-up. I enjoyed it a few weeks back. Trey enjoys it wherever the hell he is right now. Orioles in first place. Can this be sustainable? I mean, I'm the Orioles guy up here. I'm always talking about them, so you already know how I feel about it. But Raj, is this sustainable? I mean, they're on pace to win damn near 100 games.
Yes, it's sustainable. Yes, of course it's sustainable. I said at the beginning of the season that they're going to take a leap. I didn't think it was going to be this much of a leap, but a leap nonetheless. They're going in the right direction, man. They have a lot of great pieces, a lot of young guys that are doing the right things at the right times. That timely hitting has been a great thing for this team. Pitching has been a lot better for this team as well. Do they have their rough days every now and again? Sure. I was at one of the games where they had a rough day. But other than that,
thanks, Raj. Thanks, D. Yeah,
and it's not our fault. It's not our fault.
It is your fault. Damn, they got beat like a drum.
They did get beat like a drum, but they bounced back, and they actually won the series. So that against the Rays, so that's a great thing. But I think this team is going in the right direction, man. I be honest with you, I see that they're in a race to get try to get Ohtani. I don't want him. We don't need him. I want this team to use those draft picks that they got, continue to keep drafting top players. I know they got at least maybe 1 or 2 more number 1 picks from the last couple years. Don't give them away. Just bring those guys up. Bring that young talent up. this team could be great for the next 5 to 10 years. That's exactly what you want for this franchise. Especially since we've been pretty bad, the last, I don't know, a very long time. Every now and again we'll have some good years. But you want this team to be
Most of
sustainable.
my life, bro. Most of my life.
You want this team to be more like the Baltimore Ravens, where they're competing every year. So I think that the Orioles are going in the right direction. They have a lot of great young talent. Hopefully they sign them early. A lot of these guys they can sign early, get the contracts out the way. And also, this also brings an end, hopefully, to talks about the team moving to another city or another state. No. I think this team is only going to go but up. I think the fan base is slowly coming back. Surely, a lot more because the game I went to, I could say it was sold out, but I saw a lot of Orioles fans there, tons of Orioles fans, and they were very optimistic, very happy with the team. They're just ready to see playoff baseball, and it's going to come. It's going to come. So this team continues to keep winning, and they continue to keep doing good things in the city of Baltimore. It's only going to help transition to what the Ravens do this season as well. So it's a great time to be in Baltimore right now. A great time because both of the sports teams are doing good things and they're bringing a lot of excitement to the city of Baltimore.
We're going to have some interesting Sunday afternoons coming up. We're going to have Orioles baseball and Baltimore Ravens football at the same time. It'd be interesting to see how they handle that. We know how they fumbled that last time. Remember, the Ravens won the Super Bowl and they made the Ravens play on the road and the Orioles were home. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. But, Cravante, I know you love when the city's going up and the Orioles bring that.
Hey, listen, man. The Orioles winning is very, very good for the city of Baltimore, man. And want to talk about being sustainable? Absolutely. Because it's been sustainable since the beginning. Like the Orioles have legit been playing well the entire year. And don't forget, the Rays had a big lead on everybody.
Started 13-0, Cravante.
13 of them things. I remember, 'cause I was like, dang, when these boys going to lose? And they had a crazy lead on the Orioles. But the Orioles, win streak here, win streak there. Then they won 8 straight or something like that?
Yeah, they won 8 straight. I think Tampa's been like 4-14 or something in their last couple games.
And it's perfect time. It's like the perfect storm. O's on a win streak and Rays starting to, drop down. And this is well deserved. And not only, and it is also good with the timing because Orioles played the Rays. It was for first place. Not even just in the division, for the conference. And it just so happens that right before they about to play, I believe the Orioles had it briefly. And then I believe they beat the Rays, lost the Rays, and I think they beat them the next 2. I think they won 3 out of 4.
2.5 game lead.
The team start. What would you say?
2.5 game lead as of right now.
Right, because when you beat them, it's like double. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
and the Rays didn't play tonight, so yeah.
So go ahead, rack it up. So this team that got such a big lead, you caught them. You caught up to them, and then you beat them. So now you like officially passed them. Now it's like, now. You know what I'm saying? That's the feel. Excuse me, and that's the vibe that is given. But let me tell you something. Y'all saying in the chat every time we get 5 runs, which seems to happen all the time. That Papa John's pizza is the hit with the toppings, man, because these Orioles getting on base, they get runs, home runs, and all that good stuff. I believe Rod said something about timely hits because in a lot of those games they didn't start well. It's in the back half of the game where it's like they down 5, 6, 7. Well, they down 3, 4 runs, and then all of a sudden they up. And it's like, where did this come from? But it's excitement, so it's cool. And then they're winning, and it's just, we all know this is a thing. We love the Ravens, But we know this is a baseball town. And when the Orioles are winning, my gosh, it's hard to drive downtown. It's hard to do anything downtown, man. But it's fun to see. It's fun to watch. And it's going to be fun this football season to see the Orioles and Raiders playing at the same time. And the Orioles play meaningful baseball, because who knows? The way the Orioles playing, we can see them in October.
Yes, we would love that. I think Dre's coming back here. Dre, you back?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the phone because I was chiming in, but
I think I heard you faintly, but we wanted to get your thoughts on the Commanders and I guess the Orioles as your Yankees continue to fade, which we love to see.
Just
Why
like
you had to
just your Wi-Fi.
Why you had to do that?
The fade, you know.
Why you had to do that, man? I was saying I haven't seen my brother smile that hard in the 13 years I've known him. So I mean, I'm really happy for my good Washingtonian brother over there, as well as Mikel, Tristan, all our DC peeps.
Isaiah.
Yes. So I mean, definitely, got to bring them on as well later on down the road. But happy for them that finally they have a new owner, and maybe within the next couple weeks before football season, we can ask the question: who was the worst owner, Daniel Snyder or Donald Sterling? Because they both just ran those organizations into the ground, and also. Dolan, I think Dolan is up there with the Knicks because these are just some horrible owners. And as far as the Orioles goes, I'm happy for the city. Anytime the city does well, it's always a good thing. And I think that Baltimore is always a debate about whether or not Baltimore is more of a baseball town or a football town. But you can see when the Orioles are winning that this is really it seems to be a baseball town. And like Raj, I thought that the Orioles I didn't see this. I knew that they would be better than last year, but I thought it was a slow type of ease, maybe a wild card, but I didn't see them leading the division. I didn't see the Yankees being in last place in the division. And who would have thought, like I heard you guys mention Tampa Bay, who would have thought Tampa with that huge of a lead? But I mean, again, it's baseball. It's a long season, and we see this in sports all the time. A team starts off hot and then they miss the playoffs. So, these early predictions that we do, we have to just kind of pause on the brakes and just kind of let the season progress. And I think, and the Orioles still have time to make a trade by the trade deadline. It's not till August 1st, so they can still make some more moves out here. But like Rod said as well, don't trade everything away for Ohtani. You see that the farm system has worked and that getting these draft picks and a slow rebuild has worked. Keep going with that. Do not sit up there and try to get the big splash. And then also, are you locked in if you were to get Ohtani? Would he be here for just a couple months, or would he be here long term? So those are some things to consider. But proud of the Baltimore Orioles, and we'll see what happens within the next month as they go into this playoff race.
Well, Dre, let's stay with you, brother, because the Ravens made a signing over the week. Well, going into the weekend on Friday, kind of slid it in there. But Melvin going to third, signed running back. What does this mean for J.K. Dobbins? Apparently, he's on a PUP list along with others who we'll get to in a second. But is this a pish posh, or you think he could actually be a part of this team where he gets carries? Gus Edwards is always injured. What do we really have at running back?
That's what I think of it, man. Like, it's just, it's a who cares? I mean, is Melvin Gordon a good running back, and could he contribute? But I mean, already with the Baltimore Ravens, we've been running the football. Whoever, Byron, we could have all four of us running the rock, and we'll be fine as Baltimore Ravens. I mean, that's how great their system has been as far as the running back position. But we see that that happened under the Greg Roman regime. Right now, we're in a regime right now where the offense is supposed to open up more. So we're not running, uh, you know, J.K. Dobbins or Gus Edwards or Lamar Jackson like that. I mean, Melvin Gordon, he'll get some touches, and I think he can be a contributor. But I think that we need to really spread it out, and hence why me and Roger were so hell bent on getting DeAndre Hopkins, because we need as much. We figured that offensively, the running back position wasn't the issue. It was the wide receiver position, and adding more receivers to us is always beneficial. I think Melvin Gordon he'll have a he'll have a decent year, but I think it's more about J.K. and Gus than Melvin Gordon. So I'm not really enthused by it. And now if the Ravens had like a pass rusher, then I would be more ecstatic. But the running back position, I think that we're one of those organizations that no matter who you really put back there, you're guaranteed to have some good yardage and some good usage out of your running back.
We'll get back to the receiver position because we got to talk about a guy who we got to bring to the front of the congregation because it's either put up or shut up. Raj, your thoughts on Melvin Gordon? I know you didn't like the move either.
Oh, look at young Raj in the back.
Hilarious. Yes, that's young.
That is a nice picture, by the way. I've been meaning to tell you that.
That's young me a long time ago. But yeah.
You walked yourself into that one, bro.
I mean, I'll still look good, so I don't care.
Hey, y'all, if y'all look at the bottom, it says
It's 1999. Okay, the picture's from 1999. All right.
Finish him, Daddy.
And yes, Daddy will still finish you in 2023. You damn right. But anyways, back to the Melvin Gordon question. I thought about it. I'm not, and you know what? I'm not really opposed to it. God damn it, Byron.
I'm sorry. I had pressed the wrong button. All
right. Anyway.
No, he didn't.
Daddy was finishing.
Yeah, Daddy finished. But all right, Melvin Gordon. I thought about this, and you know what? I'm not opposed to having him now. I think I kind of do think we do need him because one, we honestly don't know what's going to happen with J.K. Dobbins. We don't know where his mindset is. I mean, he says he wants to be the guy. He's really upset about his contract, and I'm not sure what's going to really happen because he could not play this season. He could sit out. He could not show up tomorrow. We don't know, and we need a guy that's going to show up besides Gus Edwards, who's also hurt. Melvin Gordon is a veteran. We know for a fact that he is a touchdown machine. He does get into the end zone, and yes, he does fumble the ball a lot as well, but he's really reliable, and he still has something left in the tank. And if J.K. wants to play the if you're not going to pay me, I'm not going to run type of game. I mean, this time around, the Ravens are going to be okay with J.K. just sitting out. So I'm not mad at the signing anymore because I know for a fact Melvin Gordon will be there. I know Gus will be there. I know Justice Hill will be there. And I'm pretty sure whoever the fourth running back is, he'll be there. So
Justice Hill?
No. The fourth guy is another guy they got. But yeah, they're loaded at running back. So I mean, the ball is in JK's court. Honestly, if he wants this job, he can have it. I know he's going to be upset if he does have a great season and we don't pay him. But at this point, he has no leverage. He has been injured the last couple of years. A lot of it wasn't his fault, of course. And I'm rooting for the guy. I want the guy to do great. I want the guy to get his money. But in case he just decides to, pack it in, they have a guy that's ready to go. So, you got as a great guest that we had on, plenty of times would say, you got to stay ready so you won't have to get ready. So the Ravens are staying ready, and they're doing what they're supposed to do.
Pravante, is this a deeper issue with the running backs? I know JK's your boy from the Ohio State, but let's say he goes out there and has a great Yeah, who is going to pay him? Saquon Barkley's not even getting paid. Austin Eckler's not getting paid, and these are top of the top running backs. Dalvin Cook is sitting at home. He ain't even got signed yet.
Crazy.
I think there's definitely a deeper issue. And I don't know if when JK was on this beforehand, but there has been like more so than recent memory, at least, of the disrespect for running backs, and as far as their value, the disrespectfulness of their value. It seems to be diminishing year after year after year after year, and like you said, players, elite level athletes, elite level running backs are getting pushed to the wayside. And unfortunately, it's the NFL, and it's kind of our fault. Not like our fault because we didn't have anything to do with it, but it's by what we see. Like, it's the team's fault because of how they treated running backs. Well, the average shelf life for an NFL player is about, somewhere between 3 or 4 years. And the shelf life for a running back is about the same.
Mm-hmm.
So a running back that's being drafted into the NFL has already played 3 years, probably about at least 3 years of playing running back position. And if he played in the SEC or any Power 5 school, he's going to get the ball. He's going to have some tread on those tires. So that's 3 years. And then 3 years in the NFL, because after year 3, that's where you have to the fifth option. By the time that 4th year start, you will know whether you're going to pick it up or not. And by that 3rd year, if you really give him the ball, really giving him carries, you're not looking to pick up the 50 option, which means he's going to be trade bait for somebody for a year, and then that's it. It's a cold, cold, cold world out there for a running back. And I think Nick Chubb chimed in, and McCaffrey chimed in, and because it's also been it was Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs, and Dalvin Cook, or is it somebody else?
I think Austin Eckler was a part of it as well.
Oh, you talking about the running back conference call?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Derrick Henry was also supposed to be a part of it too. So they had some people there.
So I don't know what they can do, because the running back market has pretty much been the market for some time. I don't know. And the worst thing right now is that the NFL continues to be a passing league, which devalues the running back position even more. So it's a cold world for a running back. I mean, at this point, you gotta tell the kids nowadays, like, listen, running back, you are limited. You have a ceiling. You have a clear ceiling at playing running back. So who knows? This may deter kids from playing the running back position, post high school.
And the sad part is the running back position is so crucial. I mean, growing up, the running back was the guy. You did have your star receivers, here and there, like, the Randy Mosses, the Terrell Owens, growing up. But I mean, I grew up in a generation where we had the LaDainian Tomlinsons, the Sean Alexanders of the world.
Woo, Sean Alexander! God damn, you went back.
You took that back to 07.
07.
I'm just saying, man, we this is what we grew up on. Those were the guys that, you really ran the offense through, and then it went to the passing game. But, just kind of like the NBA and how, like, Major League Baseball is doing this, you try to go into more offense. You see these type of things where, like, in basketball, we don't see a true big man anymore. So in football, we don't, like you said, we don't see running backs, and if we do see them, they don't last. And it's very unfortunate that they don't last, because when you go into the playoffs, you need a running back. Yes, we talk about the quarterbacks and how you have to, come from behind, but at the same time, I always think about the Super Bowl with the New England Patriots and the Atlanta Falcons, where if you just ran the football, uh, we're talking about we're Tom Brady's legacy is completely different because he may not win that Super Bowl had they just tried to run the football. I'll even give the best example. I think, and all of us here probably could agree about this. If you give the ball to beast mode, we're talking completely different about Tom Brady's legacy. So I mean, the running back position is still so crucial, and it's sad because, like you said, Gravante, they will run these guys into the ground and then not try to give them a second contract, and then it doesn't help either that you've had some people out there who have gotten paid and then haven't performed, like Chris Henry. When he, Mr. 2K himself, and then he got paid, and then we just never saw the same Chris Henry again. Um, Le'Veon Bell when he
Rams,
got when he,
the Rams running back. His name escapes me.
Todd
you talking about
Gurley.
Marshall Faulk?
Todd Gurley.
No,
Todd
Todd
Gurley.
Gurley. Yeah,
Todd
Todd Gurley.
Another example.
So I mean, um, uh, Ezekiel Elliott. I mean, so there are sample sizes out there for owners to say, okay, we'll pay the running back, but then they pay them and then they don't perform the same. So it's like it's hit or miss sometimes because you do have running backs who get paid and still perform like Derrick Henry or a Adrian Peterson, but those come once in a generation. So some way somehow the running back position is still crucial and is still needed. So we can't act like we can't absolve it like we basically do the fullback position. But you need running backs. They're still a part of the game, and there has to be some type of balance where these guys do get their money because that's um, it's so disheartening. And what you're going to, like you said, is going to end up doing is deterring people from wanting to be running backs, and then you're going to force people into being running backs who really aren't running backs. And I mean, as you can see with the Ravens, um, the running back position is still needed because yes, we had Lamar running for over 1,000 yards, but we also had our running backs running for a great number of yards, and that helped open up the passing game whenever we would do it under Greg Roman. So you still need that element to the game of football, and it's unfortunate that this has happened right now over the years.
Let's get to this Rashod
So,
Bateman
Dre,
conversation.
so
Go ahead, Cavante. Sorry, go ahead.
real quick, so Dre, it's not. I don't even think this that like we're like absolving it. And I think if anything, they're oversaturating it because now you got everybody has a 2-headed or 3-headed monster or running back committee, however you want to say it, and now nobody's gonna get paid because nobody's gonna have the stats to say that they deserve to get paid. So it's like, damn if you a bell, you get all the numbers, but those trends. And if you share the backfield to 3 other people, you so it's like I said, cold world for running back.
Yeah.
I just want to say this real quick, and we can move on. I look at it like this: we see the world changing today. Like I told y'all maybe a week or two ago, I walked in McDonald's. I ain't been in the McDonald's in about 5-6 years. I see an automated system. Automated. So pretty much you're just pretty much hitting a button to pick out what you want. There's nobody at the cash register, and I'm like, damn, this is different. I go into the movie theater, AMC, same type of system.
Mm-hmm.
You're picking stuff, the popcorn, your soda, candy, whatever, automated system. And now all of a sudden you're seeing, the Amazon, they're laying off 1,000 workers. And you're like, why the hell are they doing that? They're bringing in robots, to wrap up your packages and all this other type of stuff. And before you know it, they're going to be self-driving cars. They're going to be delivering them to your house as well. So that's going to be gone. And then you also have this strike right now. The actors, the writers are on strike because they're not receiving their checks. They're not receiving royalties. So what am I leading to? Everything in the world is changing. And right now
Israel.
it's the time for the running back position to be changed. Not saying it's right or wrong, but it's just what it is right now. Their position is being devalued because one, it's a passing league. They tell us it's a passing league. Passing is more sexy in the NFL. Not that the running game isn't. It's just that this is what the way they're going. So, like Ravante said in his previous statement, they're running 2, 3 guys, at a time now, so they can devalue them, so they won't have to just pay one, and they can pay them peanuts. And it's just what the way the world is going. Now I don't like it. I can't. I would love for it to go back to what it used to be, where the running back was your centerpiece, and then you had maybe 2 or 3 wide receivers that were pretty good. They don't got to be the greatest thing of all, but they were pretty good. You would win that way. Boom, it'd be fantastic. But the way they're going right now is just there's not enough money, I guess, for it to go around. Although that's bull crap. But I mean, it's just the way the world is, man. And I hate that they're going in this direction with the running backs, because I do believe a lot of those guys deserve to get their bread, especially Saquon and Josh Jacobs. But is just 2023 is going in another direction. And to be honest, a lot of this stuff is not really cool, but this is where we're at.
Well, where we're at with the Ravens, also real quick, Raj, Rashod Bateman on the pup list again, potentially isn't going to probably report on time. Um, if there's no Rashod Bateman, I'm not putting my money on the Ravens. How you feel about that? Can we count on them? Now looking back at it, should they have maybe gotten D-Hop?
Like I told y'all before, we should have got D Hop. I mean, I said it. I said, look, he's out there. Pick him up. Do what you got to do. If you got to pay him a little bit more to get him over here, do whatever. But is he reliable? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I like Rashod Bateman. I think he has a great game. He just cannot stay on the field. He can't stay healthy. He's looking like, I hate to bring this name up, but he's looking like Bashard Perryman at this point.
Oh,
And I'm not saying that he is Bashard Perryman. I'm not going to put him in. I'm not going to say he's that just yet. I'm going to give him another chance. But it's just not looking good, man. It's like 1 minute he's healthy, and the next minute he's not. Well, 1 minute he's running, and the next minute his leg swells up. Then he got to get a cortisone shot. Then they say he's gonna not show up to camp. Then he does show up to camp. Now he's gonna be put on a pup list. It's like one thing after another with this guy, and then he has a bad attitude at times. He's going at the GM. He's mad about this. He's mad about that. I mean, I like Rashod Bateman. I do. I was so happy when they drafted him. I thought he could be the guy, for this team, the wide receiver number one that Lamar Jackson said he is, and I think he still can be the number one guy. It's just he has to get healthy, and he has to stay on the field.
yes.
And if he can do that, we'll be good. And if he can't, and even if he can't do that, I still think this team is going to be all right. I still think this team is going to be fine, because I believe Zay Flowers is that guy. I think he is that dude. So if Bateman isn't that dude, I know for a fact Zay Flowers is that dude. So it is what it is, man. I'm hoping that he shows up week 1. If not week 1, maybe week 3, week 4, whatever. How long it takes, he can do a Ronnie Stanley. He can come back week 5, week 6, or whatever. Bring him in slowly, have him healthy. At the end of the season, going into a playoff stretch. That's fine with me. But he has to get it together. Hopefully, his foot will heal correctly and properly, and we'll see what happens, man. But I'm rooting for Rashod Bateman. I really am. I'm still a fan. I just don't want to see him go down that route where he's the next Rashod Perryman for this team. I don't want to see that. So I think he'll be okay in a long haul. He's still going through them growing pains though of the last year's injury.
Cavante, thoughts on Bateman real quick?
I was thinking it. Rashod said it. Great upside, great potential, and stay on the field. And it sounds like a brother y'all had recently. Now, obviously, I think Rashod Bateman is better than Perryman, but he has to stay on the field. And part of staying on the field is your one, and you're not doing anybody good when you're on the sidelines, and then you have the nerve to be talking and chirping and all that. The Ravens don't really do that. You know what I'm saying? They don't really deal with turmoil and all this other stuff like that. Like outside of this Lamar Jackson fiasco, Ravens really don't deal with stuff like this. So, before you know it, he might find his way out the door. And that's all I got on Bateman.
And it's sad because when we signed Odell, they were saying that Bateman is supposed to still be the number one guy. He has the talent there, but he just can't stay healthy and stay on the field. And dude is only 23? And I'm like, my gosh, man, if you can just stay on the field. But he had an injury history anyway prior to coming into the league. Well, you see when he is out there how valuable he is. And I mean, if we can have our running backs out there.
Actually, he didn't. He didn't have an injury history.
Oh, I thought he had some injuries in college prior to.
He was healthy.
But he Zay Flowers, you got Odell, you still got our tight end. So we still have people out there. I mean, we have Nelson Aguilar, so we still do have people. I just figured like Raj, that if you were to sign a D-Hop, one of them was going to get hurt. We know that somebody from the Ravens, whether it was going to be Bateman or D-Hop, would have gotten hurt. But the fact that you would have had another person there, I think that's what me and Raj, the perspective that we were coming from. And you just see it again. It's like, come on, man. Like the season about to start. We need you. This is the season when we need all hands on deck. Everybody take your vitamins and say your prayers. As Hulk Hogan would say, do what you need to do in order to stay your ass out on that goddamn field. So that way you can produce, because this is the year for us to do it. So come on, man. Hopefully we can count on Bateman, but I mean it's a big question mark because we haven't thus far. And it looks like we're not going to be able to either this year.
Real quick, Marcus Peters signs with the Raiders today.
Yeah,
we just got the news. Okay, you don't care? Raj, you care?
Yeah, I do care. I was kind of disappointed. I did want to see him back. But
he was washed up, Raj.
I ain't gonna say he was washed up. He was coming from an injury that he couldn't really control last season. So hopefully with the Raiders, he's good to go. He's 100%. There's no excuses for him. Hopefully he balls out. But I do think the Ravens need another cornerback. I know they just signed somebody, but I don't really care who this dude is.
Who was that? Do you remember that preseason game when we took on the Eagles and they first signed Terrell Owens? Who was the cornerback who got burned? Was that Bower?
Bower is his linebacker.
Who was it that got burned?
No, you ain't talking.
Or was it Chris McAllister?
Yeah, Chris McAllister. Let me not do that. Look, I like C-Mac. C-Mac was a great corner for the Ravens.
That's what Marcus Peters was. He was getting torched out there. Get his behind up out of there. I'm not shedding a tear.
Hey, look, bro. That was one. Look, last year he was coming off of a major injury last year.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man.
He was, but still, I mean, look, come on. That Dolphins game was horrible, man.
I mean, look who he was going against. Tyreek Hill. Look, Tyreek Hill and who's the other wide receiver on the team?
It was you had
Waddle.
Waddle, yeah, the Waddle and dude, yeah, him. Do you know what, Madden? Tyreek Hill's a 99 speed and Waddle's a 98 speed. You know how fast those
The
dudes
two
is?
fastest
Like,
receivers in the league. Yeah.
Anybody would have got burned. Even Sonic the Hedgehog.
Nah, they got burned
going
3
against them.
times, man. Come on, y'all. Like,
Look, man, they some fast dudes, man. They stay fast. They fast. All right, they taking something fast, if you know what I mean. But I'm leave that alone. I'm just saying, man. I would have gave him a little bit of grace, okay? I would have gave him some grace. He deserved to have grace. He did some great things with Baltimore. Now, I you know, even though him and Harbaugh got into it, I still think he still got a little something left. I'm not sure who the number 2 cornerback is on this team. I know we signed a dude from the Raiders, but I don't have no. I mean, I ain't gonna say I don't have no faith in him.
I think Pepe's on the pup too, right? Speaking of corners, so
yeah,
and Javon Davis is always
Pepe's on the pup. Kyle Blue Kelly is. I mean, we don't know what he is just yet. I'm not going down the brother. He might be great. But who? I mean, and you know, Rock Ya-Sin. I mean, he's injury. He's an injury dude too. So, who is going to be the number 2 corner? I have no idea. Or the number 3 corner? I have no idea. Outside of Marlon Humphrey, is a big question mark. So this is why I'm like, yo, we should have got Peters back. But we're gonna see. We're gonna find out because we're gonna have all training camp. I'm gonna be there this Saturday to check it out. You know, in that nice hot sun. So I will be at the stadium to see.
It's gonna feel like 105 out there, Raj. Be careful.
What happened now?
It's gonna feel like 105 apparently this weekend.
I don't. That's fine. That's fine. I got my water and I'll have something nice and just to sprinkle me down. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, we're gonna see what happens, man, in training camp and preseason because yeah, man, this cornerback position, I ain't gonna say it's thin, but it's just unknown. So we'll see. We'll see. But congrats to Marcus Peters. I'm glad that he got a job. Hopefully he plays well, he balls out, and he does the thing.
Cravante, you want to get in there real quick?
Good riddance. There was just no way. There was no way. There was no way he should be back. And I understand, Raj, your concern. Your concern for the secondary, but Marcus Peters was not. He just was not it. And I understand injury, coming with injury and all that, but he just wasn't it. And you know, it's some defenses can work with the boom or bust, but it's like the Ravens are a little bit more consistent than that. And y'all was cooking up a lot of burnt toast because of him. So let the Raiders deal with that problem now. The Vegas got enough going on. So I don't even know why they signed them, but whatever. They got a lot of stuff going on. And now we can add burnt toast to their menu too.
And last but not least, real quick, are you guys going to be watching the Jets on Hard Knocks?
You know what? It depends. I may give it a shot. You know, one evening I'm here and it's on. But I mean, am I pressed to see it now?
Man, Bob, you're a comedian, man. You're a comedian, man, over there. But while we watching it, I mean, I might watch an episode or two. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. It will be interesting to see how that because you know they were forced to actually do this. Yeah. They didn't want to be on Hard Knocks. They were forced by the league to be on Hard Knocks. So
nobody wants to be on Hard Knocks anymore.
But yes, I might check out a couple of episodes. Oh yeah, besides the Cowboys, I might check out a couple of episodes though. It might be pretty good. I want to see how Aaron Rodgers, you know, does with his new teammates. I know he's been working hard, so it's gonna be a good thing, man. It's gonna be entertaining. I will say that. So.
Cravante, are you ready?
That's the only way.
That's
the only way I'm gonna hear about this. Y'all gotta remind me. Because I'm not a Hard Knocks fan or anything, but remind me, I might check it out. But what makes this funny is that they didn't want to do it, and they blatantly did not want to do it. So it's like NFL just said, we'll be there. Y'all want to do it, we'll be.
Sam Rodgers is New York guy. We'll give it to him.
Right. But it's such a great storyline. had to be on Hard Knocks. If you had to pick a team, you have to pick the Jets. And New York and Rodgers, come on now. It's enough. Like, I've been seeing clips of the Jets practices, and I'm like, ooh, it's crazy out there. But it's drama. New York is drama. And that's what they like. And that's what's gonna sell. That's the viewership. So how could you not do this? So, but y'all gotta remind me, because I'm not gonna set a reminder for myself. So I'll see it if y'all see it.
Well, one thing we will see is the Goofies of the Week with Gravante. We are back at it again. We didn't do it last week for episode 400. But as always, it's time to get goofy with Gravante's Goofies of the Week.
Gosh, something wrong here. Well, now that's goofy.
It's always good to hear. Forgot about that part. So it's always good to hear from my good brother Goofy. Yeah, last week we celebrated, our 400 episode. We had a bunch of guests, and we was on a lot longer than we should have been. So we actually cut it out last week, but we'll get back on this week. So welcome to Goofies of the Week, sponsored by the Flex Zone. Appreciate you guys for giving me a little bit of time to let me tell the good people I thought it was goofy this week. So in this case, it's not actually this week, it's actually more so last week that I did get a chance to talk about. But before I get into it, don't forget the comments. Have a low level goofy, jet green or Packer green. There's a lot of goofiness going on in both cities. And we got Cardinals sin red, because the Cardinals are gonna be terrible this year. Green is low level goofy. We laugh about it. And we pretty much move on. Red, Cardinals and red, high level goofy. We got to talk about it. We got to congregate about it. We got to figure out what's going on, because something has gone terribly wrong. But my lone goofy of the week, and again, I want to talk about this last week, but I didn't get an opportunity to. What the hell is going on with DeAndre Hopkins? Can anybody tell me what the hell is going on with DeAndre Hopkins? He had the NFL in his hands. He got out of the Cardinals in red. He got out of it, Byron. Got out of it. They let him go. Couldn't find a trade partner, let him go. He could have made any choice he want. Any choice he want. The Ravens was out there. The Chiefs was out there. Bunch of teams trying to have his services. And then it came down to the Patriots and the Titans. Are we serious right now? I'm thinking the brother like, hey, I made all the money. Well, not I made all the money I'm going to make, but I made a lot of money in my career. I want to go to a contender. I want to go somewhere that's going to win. I want to be able to legit compete for a championship. If your top two teams are the Patriots and the Titans, you ain't competing for a goddamn thing. You competing for more money. That's it. And nowadays it ain't that hard to outbid the Patriots. So I'm trying to figure out what the hell was the thought process. I guess, and again, none of us are in DeAndre Hopkins' head. And by all means, brother, he obviously went to where the most money was. And that's cool. That's cool and all. But be very aware, be very cognizant of the situation that you go to. What they got going on down there, Byron, is that Will Levis is Will Levis going to be the rookie down there? Ryan Tannehill still starting?
Yeah, still got Will Levis backing up Tannehill, Treylon Burks. So yeah, Derrick Henry.
What are we doing? This team already let folks know that they're, rebuilding after they let go AJ Brown. So and Ryan Tannehill being a quarterback. Listen, Ryan Tannehill has a clear ceiling, very, very clear ceiling. He is quite average at that quarterback position. So Will Levis will be starting sooner rather than later, but you have to know that Ryan Tannehill is an average quarterback. And I know you're not putting that much faith into a rookie. So you just went to get more money. And again, which is fine. But I ain't trying to hear I have no empathy or sympathy for him when the Titans play bad. I don't have the least bit, because you could have took less money and gone to the Ravens or gone to the Chiefs. And the Buffalo Bills was in there, but that would have been a lot of drama if he went to Buffalo. So for the sake of Buffalo, I'm glad that didn't happen. But you could have taken less money and been in the AFC Championship next year, like legit. Ravens, Bills, Chiefs. Probably two out of three teams gonna be in the AFC Championship next year. Like, what is the thought process? Like, there's nothing that you've seen in Tennessee that was like, yeah, championship. They're not even gonna win a division. So I have no sympathy for what happened for DeAndre Hopkins. Well, trust me, one thing that don't need sympathy is his bank account. That's one goddamn thing. His bank account will be all right. Now, as far as winning, that probably was his last shot, because he's already injury prone, and he's on. If I'm not mistaken, Byron, he's on the wrong side of 30. So injuries don't get back at that age. So, and this is still a nice, sizable contract. This is probably gonna be his last one. Hate to say it, but it is what it is. But DeAndre Hopkins, you taking that money and going to 10 IC? Quite goofy. The Chiefs called, brother. The Chiefs wanted your services. You would have been the instant number one guy, and you would have been in the championship promise. But hey, things I get. You don't want to win, you don't want to win. But they're rough. 2 years you signed the contract, it's gonna be a rough 2 years. 2 years, whatever it's gonna be. But that's my long goofy of the week. Y'all know my line. There's a thin line between goofy and great, and DeAndre Hopkins is on the wrong side of this. Got to do better.
Gosh, something wrong here.
Well, now that's goofy.
That was goofy.
Extremely goofy.
Devontae's goofies of the week. If you see something goofy, let us know.
Man?
We'll definitely point it out. Could have been a Raven too, Cravante. Don't forget that.
Yeah, he did say he could have been a Raven, and he was on that Jerry Maguire. Show me the money.
Drizzy Dre. Next week, we'll start getting into these previews.
Our previews, yes.
Yes. I think we're going to start probably with the West side, AFC and NFC West, since the champs, the Chiefs, the Tribal Chiefs, are in the AFC West, and they are the reigning defending Super Bowl champions. Dre, what else can the people look forward to as we head towards episode 402 and beyond?
Hey, a lot of great stuff get ready to come, especially with football season. So y'all stay tuned, man. 400, y'all ain't seen nothing yet.
Executive producer Andre Mel, senior producer Captain of the Goofy Ship, Cravante Hurd. Big Rod, what do we have coming up on social media this week?
AEW Dynamite, as always. Big boxing match coming up Saturday.
Yeah.
Earl Spence versus Terrence Crawford should be a banger.
Yeah.
Might have some maybe something on that, maybe a preview. Ravens training camp starts this week. Probably check out the training camp on Saturday. I might have a video about that. We shall see as well. And probably some other things coming. SummerSlam is next week, so we're going to have previews for that coming too. And a lot more other things. So just stay tuned. Plenty of stuff. Plenty of Orioles content too. You know, they're winning every day, so you're getting a video damn near every day.
Yes, shorts. Yeah, SummerSlam is coming up. We got previews, probably some Ravens videos coming this week as well. Think about some things, some topics, see what plays out at One Winning Drive. Raj will be at the stadium on Saturday, so we'll probably maybe get some highlights, maybe get some live and direct recap from Big Raj himself and Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence go at it this Saturday night. So we'll probably try to give you something on that as well. Yeah, we'll start next week talking about these NFL previews, get into these divisions, who we think is the leader. Not necessarily give our predictions yet, but what do we think about each team? We'll try to break down each team, give our thoughts, what we like, what we don't like, and where we see them going this year, and break out some over-unders maybe for that win totals as well. You guys know the drill. The Flex Zone 1 on Twitter, Instagram, and the Flex Zone 1, Flex Zone Podcast on TikTok. Cash App, the Flex Zone 1, but if always, you can always donate with the Super Chats. Show your love, support us here on the Flex Zone Podcast. Only place, fellas, give me sports. How you want it?
When you
You need it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The music is not treating me right tonight, but it's all good. We'll ride out. No music, Little Mama style. But for Dre, for Cravante, for Raj, God's favorite host, once again, we got to give it up for the gentlemen of BTS Baltimore and BTS
Yes.
Cleveland, Demetrius and Lydell. Give it up for them one more time. I'm going to put their stuff back up on the channel as they were so gracious with their time and definitely brought some good things to light with wrestling and everything going on. So big shout out to those gentlemen as well. You can always support them. We got btsbaltimore.org and we have btscleveland.org as well. They're going to Africa. So safe travels to those brothers. We'll try to get them back on when they get back. But this is the only place giving you sports how you want it when you need it. Hit the bell, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Again, DZ, thank you again for the super chat. You guys can hit the like button if you haven't already. Hit the subscribe button. Vote on the poll for Cavante, for Dre, for Raj, and myself. Throw your ones up and acknowledge the Hitter Sports Podcast table because we are out there putting the kids to bed. Until next week, next Monday, and throughout the week on the channel. Only place giving you sports how you want it when you need it to flex on y'all. Out. We gone. Peace.
Peace.